What's the next item?
Number 39, Council, again, regarding waivers. Has your governing body had a thorough and adequate discussion about its current policy regarding payments in lieu of health benefits, its impact on the municipal budget, and whether said payments are still warranted? PL 2010 made a change, again, that reduced that amount from a blanket 50% to 25% or 5,000, whichever is lower, of the health benefit waiver. I think we need to look at this. We need to have that discussion, that thorough discussion, and adequate discussion about that policy, and determine what that numbers should be so that we are appropriately encouraging employees to use health care from other potential sources, but that we are also protecting our taxpayers by paying an appropriate amount that provides that encouragement. I don't think we have yet had that discussion, and again, I think we should have that discussion. We should visit that, and we should set what those numbers should be, and perhaps the numbers that we have where so many people are collecting 50%, and as the cost of insurance rises, this 50% grows with it. That we set an appropriate amount and that we have that discussion. I do not think that we have had that discussion. Again, it's something where we've answered yes, we need to do this. But this is, as of right now, a no.
Yes.
Just to dovetail that, we're discussing a list right now that could bring in $8,000 for the municipality, right? We spend more than $400,000 each year paying employees to not have insurance. And the only reason that they're able to get that $5,000, $10,000, in some cases $13,000 check is because we haven't had this conversation. So if the impetus to have a conversation to save taxpayers $400,000 is an $8,000 list, we should definitely do that. And just so that the taxpayers and those in the audience are clear, we're not paying people to not have health insurance. We're giving them a check because they have insurance from another source, and we are paying them to not have health insurance in this municipality. Now, I think that one of the important things that we have to understand is that the contribution to health benefits by employees goes up on an annual basis. So for those who say, well, those employees could just drop their health insurance and come onto the township's health insurance, and it will cost us more. Okay, we've got members of council who have health insurance, and that's fine. If an employee gets health insurance, that's fine. But to make the argument that someone is going to drop their insurance that they're paying for in another place because we're going to either reduce the amount of their waiver or eliminate it, I think that's a pretty far-stretched argument. The other aspect is this. We're not even treating all of our employees equally. We had 17 employees who were receiving in excess of what the state mandates is the maximum. And those 17 employees were a small percentage of the 42 employees that are actually collecting this benefit. So at the end of this audit, we took 17 employees who were collecting in excess of $5,000 and we chopped them down to $5,000. We did nothing about the other employees who were receiving in excess of $5,000. And I mean, how are we going to treat our employees unfairly by saying to 17 employees, we're going to cut your benefit, but not cut the benefit to the remaining 42? So I don't think that we need to eliminate it, because you know what? At the end of the day, if someone is paying out of pocket for health insurance, like many of us are, or you're paying your deductibles, whatever, and what have you, eliminating that benefit, not necessarily the best idea. We should phase it out. But we can't tell one employee who's collecting $10,000 this year, and that goes up to $10,500 next year because the cost of health insurance goes up. We can't continue to give them a check to not have health insurance when they have health insurance in other places, and then tell other employees you're capped at $5,000. We either need to treat all of our employees equally and give them all $5,000, and that will save the taxpayers roughly $220,000 a year, or we completely eliminate it. I like the former as opposed to the latter. I think that we should equalize it, levelize. It's a council listed item. I'm going to discuss it in greater detail, but we can't continue to treat our employees differently.
Any other items?
All right. So I'm not sure if we're spending more or spending less, but I think it's a complicated question we're not going to be able to answer sitting up here tonight.
Okay. Go ahead. Councilman, you have other no's, you said?
So again, I think we do need to have that thorough discussion that is mandated by the best practice checklist. On